Now, here's a preface for you. We are going to manipulate and exploit Google. If you've hung around me enough, you know I don't mince words. I call it as I see it. It's the Midwest boy in me, right? Let's get down to the brass tacks here. We manipulate and exploit. Those words were chosen very carefully and intentionally. Manipulate. Google would ideally want you to pretend that they don't exist as a search engine and that magically your amazing, fantastic, great, and relevant content on its own, by its own merit, would be exactly where people want it when they go to look for it. But you as a user, you know that's not true. It's very hard for you to find the information you want, even in 2015. So we have to manipulate it to produce the result. Let's just be straight with each other. We're manipulating. We're also exploiting. Here's a question for you. When a system isn't governed by reason and logic, how do you control and guarantee a positive result? The system is not governed by reason and logic. It doesn't make sense. If you broke it down and said, why does Google reward this but not that? I don't know why, but does it matter? If we realize for whatever weird reason, whether it makes sense or not, Google rewards this thing over here that doesn't seem to be important and doesn't care about that thing over there, which everybody thinks is super important. Logically, it doesn't make sense. But if we want to take advantage of it, we're going to exploit what Google feels is really important, whether or not it makes sense. Okay? Now, Google goes to great pains to obfuscate, conceal, distract, intentionally mislead, and keep secret how it ranks and what it ranks on the first page for each and every search that's performed. I like to think of Google search dominance, keyword dominance, as a safe with a 6-digit combination lock that if you can open it, contains massive profits inside. So imagine a safe, and you had to punch in 6 digits here to open the safe, and you have no information other than the fact that you got to put in 6 digits here. How would you crack the safe? Well, you would start here, and you would put in all these numbers, one after the other after the other. Believe it or not, there's only 1,560 numbers on this. We got a long ways to go if we were trying to crack the Google safe. A 3-digit safe, if Google was a 3-digit safe, that's still 1,000 combinations. A 4-digit safe is 10,000 combinations. A 5-digit safe is 100,000 combinations. A 6-digit safe is 1,000,000 combination. If the only way that you could win is to sit down and go 00000, 00001, 0002, right? And crack the safe. And you had to make profits, then you had to get to work, right? That's the approach, a brute force approach that it takes to really understand Google. Could there somewhere or somewhat be close to 1,000,000 different combinations that could contribute to getting tons of free traffic from Google? I think there's 1,000,000, if not more. Now here's where it gets interesting. What if we divided up those combinations and brute forced it? So instead of 1 person, we had 2 people. Now that cuts each person's time in half. What if we had 4 people? What if we had 16 people? What if we had enough people playing off the same rule book with the same approach, comparing and sharing notes? And what if what was inside that safe was hundreds of billions of dollars per year? Would you be interested? Would that approach work? Brute forcing it. I have been part of the code-breaking secret society whose sole intent is to manipulate and exploit Google for profit. What's important is when you break the code, it isn't the person anymore, it's the process. So whether you, me, a trained monkey puts the code in the safe, the result is the same. If you have the right code, the door opens. If the system relies on the person, not the process, then we're talking about your personal skill, your personal ability, your intelligence or lack thereof, your experience, whether you have a lot or a little experience, those could be contributing factors to your success. Forget that. If it's the process, then anybody at any age and any time can do this. With any experience or no skill or no abilities,